Welcome back to another MTG or Modern League with me, Magix, and today we are running a nice blue-white Stoneblade deck, so stay tuned and let's go!
Push the goddamn button!
You heard what she said.
So guys, after running two pretty good leagues with the banned Snow Control deck, where we had a 9-0 streak and then unfortunately couldn't finish the second league with a 5-0-2, I want to try this deck out and compare it to the banned version of either the control deck or even the banned Stoneforge Mystic deck that we played a couple leagues ago. I can quickly show it to you just for comparison's sake. Where is it? No, it's not the Miracles deck. This was the control deck that we played in the last two leagues. Went 9-1, pretty strong, I like it a lot. I have the other versions somewhere in here, but can't find it right now. There are a lot of decks in my list actually. Have to clean this up at one point. Yeah, but anyways, I have seen this deck placing in a lot of events, and it made several good finishes actually. My man Jandrek here even finished the last MTGO challenge with with the first place running this deck. I took his list as an inspiration and changed a little bit around the numbers. Not a lot, obviously. The mana base is just the same. I think he runs snow-covered basic versions because it's free and your opponent might think that you are running an Astrolabe deck, so I guess it's upside. I haven't rented the snow-covered version, so whatever. We are running Prairie Stream in addition to two Hallowed Fountains. Prairie Stream can be nice to fetch out later on when you need that white source to come into play unshocked and still need a blue source, I guess. No Scalding Tarn, no Polluted Delta. I just go with the Misties from here, my banned Snow Control deck, so to say. Still running two Mystic Sanctuaries, no Celestial Colonnades. I don't think Colonnade is that great right now. It has some value maybe against Junt, but that's about it. Whereas Mystic Sanctuary was really, really good when we played it the last time in the banned version. I mean, this alongside with Deprive or Cryptic is pretty good. We don't have the Archmage Charm in this deck, so it's not that backbreaking, but sometimes it's nice to just put a Path to Exile back on top, or maybe even like a Force of Negation depending on the matchup, so I guess that's fine. Obviously Deprive being the hardlock there, and here still running some Spell Quellers because they can also carry the sword that you find with the Stoneforge Mystic. They can catch the opponent by surprise. Right now there is not a lot removal running around, so they can be pretty good, and if you have to ferry out and they kill the Queller, they won't get the card back, so that's pretty good. You can also bounce your own Queller to counter the next spell and gain a little bit card advantage in this way. And that's about it. The third Jace the Mind Sculpture, I want to try out run Hero of Dominaria here, just to mix the numbers a little bit. Don't think it matters a lot, but Teferi can impact the board a little bit more. If he resolves, he is more like a 3-drop, so yes, running a 5-drop in a 23 card lands is maybe wrong, maybe right, I'm not sure. I want to try it out mainly, and we are still running 5 cantrips to hit land drops. We have 4 Snapcaster Mages to get here back on turn 3, I guess. And I have cut these second Serum Visions actually for an Oust, just to run a little bit more removal. But that's about it. And in the sideboard, well, I have exchanged the second Celestial Purge for a second Rest in Peace. That is a change that Jendrik would actually made after his year challenge win. That's at least what he wrote on his Twitter account. And the rest is mostly the same. I have exchanged the Elspeth, Sun's Nemesis, for a second Batterskull. I have tried out the Elfbat in the past, but was not impressed with it that much. There were some folks saying that it's a mirror breaker or something because you can't get rid of it. Well, you can use Force to exile it, or here just delay, just counter it, it goes back to the graveyard, and it costs 6 mana, so it's really pricey. And the 2/1/1s were also not that impressive against Junt, maybe because they died to Ren and 6, and yeah, then he just attacks through this 1/1 that's left over and kills the Elspeth over and over again. So as a finisher, I think she is too weak for the mana cost. I would say that even Gideon Ally of Zendikar is better, but I am opting for the second Batterskull because there are matchups where you don't want this sort of Feast and Famine, like maybe against Burn or Prowess, and then you exchange the sword for the Batterskull, and sometimes the games go long, and it's even nice to have 3 targets for your 4 Stoneforge Mystics, right? So I think that's fine. Still running 2 Ashioks with Rest in Peace. This is the anti-dredge package. I think you want the Rest in Pieces against the Dimir Urza decks too, because it not only stops their Thopter Foundry kill, but it also shuts off their sanctuaries, and it shuts off their Drawn in the Locks. They are more dependent on the graveyard than we are. Yes, we also lose our sanctuaries and some Snapcaster value, but that's about it. I think our deck functions better without the graveyard than the Urza decks, and of course against Dredge, and maybe some other graveyard-heavy decks. I will definitely bring in the Rest in Peace, cut some Snapcaster Mages, maybe, depending on the matchup. But we have a lot of stuff that actually is good through Rest in Peace, like Stoneforge Batterskull, the Planeswalker, Spell Queller, right? We are fine with this card in play. Yeah, then we have a huge countersuit here. Still a huge fan of Aether Gust against the Primeval Titan matchups. Titan is the deck to beat, of course, so I packed 2 in here. One Disdainful Stroke to complement it. Disdainful Stroke is also fine against Eldrazi decks. And yeah, some Mystical Disputes to fight Control Mirrors, or even the Urza decks. It's really nice to catch Urza. And yeah, Cryptic, Archmage, Charm, right? There are a lot of targets for the Mystical Dispute. And one Dovin's Veto, which is there instead of a third Dispute. You can also bring it in against Urza, but I have seen some ad nauseam decks, and I think I want the Veto also to address this matchup a little bit. Yeah, it costs usually 1 more in the mirror, of course, compared to Mystical Dispute, but at least it's a big fat no button, so... Okay, that was a lot of talking. I still haven't found the banned version of this deck, but instead of all these cantrips, you are playing Astrolabe. The rest of the deck was mostly the same. And Astrolabe allowed you to play 2 Blood Moons in the sideboard, and Whale of Summer, of course, because you are banned. You could also play some Uros or what have you, but this deck mostly placed all of his results by McWinsource, and no one else really had a lot of success with this deck, whereas the blue-white version, you can find a lot of results on MTG Goldfish. So I think this is a little bit more consistent overall, because you are not dependent on the Astrolabe, and it seems like people have finally found Aether Gust as a nice card against the Titan decks, and with sort of Feast and Famine, you actually have a decent clock against them, because once they are in top deck mode, they have little chance to get back into the deck. Their main way is usually Field of the Dead, but you can attack through this. We have done it in the past videos, where even through an army of zombies, we won by just attacking with the Stoneforge and tapping his team a few times with Cryptic, and there was not a lot he could do. There's mainly Dryad and Valakut to break this up, or something like Engineered Explosives, or yeah, Beast Within after Sideboard, but that's also where Aether Gust comes in handy, because yeah, not only it can counter a Titan, it can also deal with a Dryad and Beast Within and what have you. So, let's try out how this deck runs. We are not running Supreme Verdict, so that is also a reason why I wanted the spot removal, the 5th one with Oust, to complement these single wins of Abandon. I think the winning list from the challenge run 2 wins of Abandon, but there's only really humans right now, and hopefully we can still beat them with the rest of our deck. We have a Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2, we have 2 Opts. We have to shock this in, of course. Well, we draw the sword, which is kind of awkward here. That's always what I hate about these decks, drawing your equipment. So now we have only one Batterskull to fetch out, and the next 3 Stoneforge Mystics are kind of dead if it gets countered. So that is awkward. Seems like a Jeskai deck. Okay. Could still have Spell Snare open. Or even Teferi. But there's not a lot we can do here, so let's try this. Find more land drops. Don't need Snap right now. Found the land drop. Found the Force, which is not bad. Let's run this out here. See if he has a Spell Snare, and he does not. Grab this Batterskull. He could Lightning Bolt here, but I guess that's fine. Yep, sure. Let's see. Ancestral Visions, okay. Is this an Ancestral Matter now? Weird. Well, anyways, let's ship the turn here. I would think since Time Raveler is in the meta, this card is unplayable. Maybe if you have a way to put it on top and play Bloodbraid Elf or something, but it's not a given. Let's try to opt here. Don't need that. Need land drops or more counter magic. That's fine. Taking the Cryptic here. He maybe has some other removal spell. Or he has not. So we found a Snapcaster Mage. Do we want the op back on top? Sure. I don't think we want this actually on top. And flash it back and search for another counterspell for this Ancestral Battle. But he now has only 3 more cards, so that's not a lot. Try to find a mana leak or something. Even logic not. Okay, found a land drop. Playing the sword here is risky, because if something gets bolted, I think we lose this. We have still Spell Snare, and Force needs to be hard casted anyways, I guess. Can maybe play out the Stoneforge post combat. He might have a Supreme Verdict, which could actually be scary, but so be it. He's mostly tapped out. Okay, here comes the Ancestral. And he has the Cryptic, so there's not a lot we can do here, fortunately. So he draws a lot of stuff now. We can't put back the Force on top. Huh, it's awkward. Oh, okay. So he might have a Force here. Or he doesn't. Okay. Well, let's fetch now to protect the Gurm. The Batterskull. Tries to remove it. Can still bolt the Snapcaster Mage, of course. Okay, 4 cards. Here comes the Jace. Rainstorms. Okay, awkward that he doesn't have the islands after playing out so many land drops. So he could have Snap Bolt here. Well, now we have the Spell Snare. Well, he had the Bolt after all. No path to exile. Ship back here. Three more cards. Another Teferi. Another Jace. I can bounce the Gurm now. This is so bad. Yeah, you draw the path to exile here. So if he has a cryptic, we are dead. He does. Okay, now we put in our counter package. I think the second Batterskull is kind of awkward because it's so easy to remove the Gurm. One is okay, but we don't need the second one, I guess. Still like Spell Snare, like the cantrips, I like the counter magic. Snapcaster Mage is obviously great. Maybe it's fine to put in the Batterskull, just so that the Stoneforge Mystics are good. Can maybe cut one Spell Queller, because it's so easy to remove, but yeah, want a few of them. Oh, now we have to cut one card anyway, so maybe we can cut one Batterskull. Maybe it's right to cut the path to exiles completely, but sometimes they also bring in Click or Monastery Mentor or something like that. Let's try it out like this. Yep, this is okay. Well, it's better than nothing. Yeah, let's take this for now. And we found the Stoneforge. Oh, let's wait one more turn. Sure. If he has a Spell Snare here, that's awkward, so guess we should the turn back for now. Okay. Oh, he has no removal mana up right now. And he's missing land drops, so Guess that's fine. Spell Snare. Could mana leak this and ship the turn simply back. Could have a Mystical Dispute again, or a mana leak or something, but well, reducing a sand is fine, I guess. Okay, so he wants to fight about this a lot. Got it. Should turn back. 2 more turns. Mhm. I don't think the Snapcaster Mage is important here. It has no real value. So we fight about this vision now. I think our odds are good to preventing this. So with Snap and Mana Leak, we still have Dispute and Spell Snare up. Then we have a lot of pressure in the play. He's far off from Supreme Verdict. If he taps down a single mana, we can try the Dispute. If he pays for the Mana Leak, we can still Dispute, so big deal. Sure. So next turn he's dead unless he has a removal spell here. We are drawing all the lands. We are the landlords. Could have a Snapcaster Mage to block here. Archmage's Charm. Yeah, well. I can put this into play now and run it into a Force. Or wait with our Stoneforge Mystic one more turn. Which leaves us open to removal, but can put the Mystical Dispute back on top. So I think that's better, waiting for now. Now he has the path to exile. On 4 more lands, so that would be the card that we are ahead, but the case. Seems like he's not running Mana Leak or anything that you can really run out the Spell Snare for. Oh, yep. Now he has tapped down his white mana. Probably had another Logic Knot or something in hand. Do we want to bring in Rest in Peace because of all these damn Logic Knots? I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. Let's try this again. Here, land drops, cantrip, Mystical Dispute, and a Time Raveler finally. It's a big trump in this matchup. Okay, he leads with the Ancestral, so our goal is to stick the Teferi. Here we can... Second land drop, this goes to 2, third land drop, this goes to 1, and then we try Teferi with Mystical Dispute, maybe with end of turn Snapcaster for up to bait out a counter. So I think we get the fourth land drop here. He's not tapping out whatsoever. If he has double Logic Knot here, there's not a lot we can do. There's no use in fighting with a single dispute against this. So our best bet is to stick the Teferi. He has to fight about this. He has dispute of his own. There's not a lot we can do. Yeah, this dies, sure. Wow, okay. Then your turn. Yep. And that's game. Okay, next game. Well, awkward hand. Okay, we can at least split the sword on bottom. Foothills for forest. Okay, so here comes the Titan matchup. He has taken a mulligan, so let's see how fast he is, or if we have some more time. Doesn't attack, so it could be a turn 3 Titan, but what can we do? Not a lot actually, so we have literally nothing in hand but Stoneforge, so if he has the Titan and the land drops, and so be it. Yep, here's the castle, land drop, Titan, GG. Yep, nice game. Let's go to the sideboard. Here. Two more cuts, so don't we need... Stoneforge is still okay to grab the sword. I like 2 Force of Negations to fight against Whale of Summer and Mystical Disputes. I like the cantrips to find the Ashioks. Maybe, yeah, I mean Teferi is okay, so we can't go into counter wars anymore. They can bounce right back for some tempo. Maybe these are too much 5 drops. And maybe you don't need the Oust, really. I mean, it can answer the Dryad or the Tribe Scout, I guess. Cut one Spell Queller. Yeah, this is okay. Trying to find a Ashiok here to protect it. Where's the turn 1 amulets? Yeah, this prevents Veil of Summer and stuff at least. Drawing the Batterskull. I have somehow the luck of always drawing these damn equipments when you don't want them. Awkward. Okay. We have a little bit of time here, at least. We can find the sword. Still far from putting Titans into play. Can catch the next spell. Try to work on his hand. Well, he can't interact in our turn, so we can safely play the sword, equip it, attack, and untap again. Keep Spell Queller logic not open, which is great. Spell Queller can catch explosives, Beast Within, stuff like that. Teferi stops Weight of Summer Mystical Disputes, so it's okay. He's deep in the tank. I wonder what he can actually do here. If nothing happens here, do we put the Opt back on top? I think given the fact that we have the sword and can untap, the answer is yes. Well, now we can put the logic knots back. This way we can get deeper into the deck. He can have a Titan next turn, which is scary. So if we get back the logic knot, is there a way to draw into it? I think no. Fortunately not. I mean, equipping the Stoneforge with the sword is kind of free. Now the question is, what do I want to draw next turn? Another land drop means he has a Titan, and I don't have any way to prevent this now. If he has only a Pact, we can catch it with Force or the Spell Queller. Given that our graveyard isn't that big anyways, and we can't get back the logic knot now, and most likely can't get it back next turn too, I think we can opt now. Do we want to kill this so that he can't gain haste? That's another interesting question, but I also think the answer is no, so let's put the opt back on top. And he pitched the explosives, so he most likely has a Titan here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so no use. Oh, Shaman. Oh? So we have more time to find an answer for the Titan. Or he simply doesn't have one. That could also be the case. Now we can put the Logic Knot back on top. Use the Field of Ruin to fuel it, so that we can at least prevent a Titan. I mean, if he would have a bounce land, he would have played it. Don't really want to downtick this just for the Logic Knot, because then he has Veil of Summer up. Is that correct? Yes. That is correct, but we have Logic Knot and Force up, so I think it's fine to cash the Teferi in. And draw the Logic Knot. Yes. It's you. Does he have in Dismember? Questions over questions. Well, he can't get rid of the Stoneforge. Force of Vigor. I mean... Did he exile another beast within? Okay. Now we have a lot of fuel for the Logic Knot. And he has only one more card in hand, so... It's unlikely... Yeah, now he can only have Land Drop Titan. Yeah, but that's is not good enough against Logic Knot. So Spell Queller was fine there. But he brings in a lot of these Beast Withins to deal with all of our equipment stuff. That's scary. So Spell Queller has some value, but it's not strongest. Not convinced you really want it. Given the fact that he has so many removal spells he wants to bring in. This also doesn't seem great. You need somewhat of a clock. Maybe you do it like this. Let's try this out. Okay. We have all the 3 drops in the world. Now, we have to hope that he isn't again in for the turn 3 kill. But he has no acceleration here. That is awkward. Let's grab the sword, ship the turn back. Okay. So we can have a Titan next turn. Can also have the Valakut next turn, so that's scary. I kind of have to block here, right? Because if we place another land, the Ashiok will die, and that is what will keep us in the game. Sword will be useful later on. Well, now we can bounce it with the Jace. Then Brainstorm next turn and have to ferry up also. Well, if he has Whale of Summer, that fizzles, so I guess we lead with Time Raveler. Yeah, well, there's not a lot we can do against this, unfortunately. Don't have any counter spells in hand. Wow. Okay, he's going deep. Do you have a Titan too? Yup, so we are dead. It's a good game. Yeah, he kind of had the perfect hand. That's what they have sometimes in their 26 land deck. Sometimes they have also all the answers. Well, awful hand again. Yeah. I think the Jace is necessary right now. Okay. Seems weird. Could be a matchup where Teferi is great. At least we have all the basics in case he drops a Blood Moon or something. Not sure what this is. He even pitches. Well, so I guess this is worthwhile doing. After he pitched the Spirit Guide to do this. So he has another wall in hand now. Not sure what this is about, but we'll find out eventually. It's perfect. If he kills the Spell Queller, he won't get this weird wall back. Two more cards in his hand. Unearth, okay. Okay. The third wall. It has something to do with this pale life. I'm not sure what it is, but something. Find out what the last card in his hand is. And he concedes, so very weird. I kind of want Rest in Peace. I'm not sure what this is exactly about. I'm not sure. Spell Snare didn't seem great. Maybe Ashiok is fine enough. Really need more information, but I don't have anything. So let's just bring in the Purge as additional removal. And play it like it is. Too bad that we lost against Titan for once. Well, let's see what he's doing. And this time he leads with discard, so either opt or snap, or Teferi, I guess. Takes the Teferi this time to protect his wall or what have you. Okay. No wall with Spirit Guide, I guess. Okay, Spell Queller. And draw the Batterskull. Story of my life, drawing these damn equipments. I can see why you want the Jaces to shuffle those damn equipments back in. So, Croxa, okay. So to find a land drop, perfect. Cryptic up 2. Another Spirit Guide. That won't do it, my friend. Now we find the Stoneforge and an Ashiok. These are seeding, okay. Weird deck. So he maybe wants to put cards into his graveyard for the Croxa, but I'm still not sure what the wall is about. Definitely not sure why you want to pitch a Spirit Guide to cast it faster. Not sure, not sure. Damn Titan decks. Had the nuts in turn in game 1 and perfect hand in game 3 too, unfortunately. We only had the Planeswalkers in hand, so I was forced to play them there. If I would have... Does this negate a reason to ring in Mystical Dispute? I don't think so. It's simply an awkward turn. We don't do anything, well, he has the Dryad with already 5 lands in game, so it's also not a winning line. Would have needed an Aether Gust or something. This is an awful hand, but we are on the play, so... I already hate these equipments with the Stoneforge, which are always in my hand. It's okay, since the opponent doesn't know and you can put them into play, but then there comes the discard, and now the hand is awkward. Takes Snap Opt, one of these. Darkslick Shores into discard. Could mean a nasty deck. Oh, he takes the sword actually. That's interesting. I've drawn the Jace. Oh, so it's mill actually. Well, I was gambling for the untapped land. Gets punished there. No interaction against him whatsoever. To find the land drop. Don't find the land drop, only more Stoneforge, so dead here. Okay. This is not the best, but can counter drawn in the lock. Let's run it like this. In this game, the Prairie stream really hurt. If this would have been an Hallowed Fountain, maybe it would have been a little bit better. Not sure. Okay. Can counter a crab on turn 1 at least, if he runs it. Well, let's see how many archive traps he has here. To fetch sooner or later, so... Yep, no trap, okay. The issue is the longer you wait, the more likely it is that he has the trap. If he runs Field of Ruin, well, you can't prevent the trap, yes. So, what's your game plan here? Nothing, eh? So we are playing the draw-go game. Okay, can cycle this. Now we have a clock going at least. Time Raveler. Oh, this is also not bad. 8 more turns. Or rather 9. Nothing again. Another Spell Queller, sure. Can have it drawn in the lock here. Okay. Has probably a mystical dispute or something. Can pay it. Slowly but steadily our Spell Queller pressures him, and we are running out of answers soon. Nothing again. Yep. The Snapcaster. We have a good hand. Mainly have to finish him before he resolves something problematic, like an ensnaring bitch or something. Let's see if he has a surgical. No, he doesn't. Don't like to put removal under Spell Queller, so let's try it like this. Spell Pierce. Well, I mean, okay, I guess we still have 48 cards in our deck. Might have a bridge now. He wants to force something through. Not sure what it is. Okay. Snapcaster food. It's like a weird burn deck. This was a horrible draw. Okay. Let's try to ship in for 4 here. Sure. So he goes to 9. Has 3 more cards. You have still Spell Queller and Snapcaster. Can pay a Mystical Dispute here. Not using Field of Ruin in case he has another Fatal Push. Put him down to 5. Protect our life total. So what's your next play? 3 more cards. Nothing again. So we can risk it with the Snapcaster here, but I think we wait a little bit longer. We have everything under control here. He goes to 1. So his fetch lands are also kind of dead. We still have Snap, Dovin's Veto. Echoing Truth. He concedes, okay. Oh, he's going deep with the interaction, but there's nothing really else I want here. I mean, Path to Exile is not stellar only against the crab, right? You have to get rid of it, unfortunately, because it's so annoying. Maybe you can cut 1 path. Let's try it like this. So far, I like the band deck a little bit more. Because, yeah, Whale of Summer is so nice also against these decks. Ice Fang Kotal can always be thrown into there. Again, these damn Batterskulls ruining my day. Let's see, this is far better. I like the Jace actually. Let's put the Force on the bottom. If he has a crab now in this turn, can't get rid of it. He has only an Inquisition, so a little bit more time. He can take the Opt or Spell Snare or Dispute. Jace can hopefully keep us in the game. Takes the Spell Snare. Okay. Let's shock this in so we have Dispute up. Okay, I see. Well, drawing the second Jace is awful. Destroying the path is awful. Good, not good. Also awful. Can at least try to get a random card. This Cry is awkward against Field of Ruin, of course. Yeah, awkward. Lose land on top. If I use Optimum Respawns, I don't have Dispute up, and I need to keep frying Sanity away. Well, I guess this makes it more easy. Don't need white right now. But if he has Drown in the lock, Jace won't do much. Archive Trap. I think I suffer through the trap here. Not allowed to tap out against this, because then we are probably dead because of the orb. Well, another orb. Scary. Can't deal with these damn artifacts. Now he won't do anything. Probably has Drown and Mystical in hand. Well, I feel like we have to stick the Jace anyways. Try it at least. And maybe the second Cryptic. It's the only real chance against these orbs. Okay, now we lose a lot of cards, of course. So I kind of have to try to win this with the Jace ultimate, but this is a long way. This is a really long way. There is no Deprive yet in our graveyard, unfortunately. But we can try to grab the Cryptic for one of these orbs. Have to ride the Jace to victory now. The only real way. Go away with this. Of course. we lose this Cryptic because of these damn orbs, so that's actually bad. That's really bad. Well, he takes it away for us, so I guess that's fine. We would have lost it anyway, so... The thing is, if he never plays his hand out, then the ultimate isn't even that great. Oh, we found the Batterskull at least, so that is a clock. But it costs a lot of cards. I can't really pay right now. Well, maybe if he only draws lands, he'll die to his own orbs. He'll lose a lot of cards here. Can't do anything here, really. Doesn't really matter because it's this over anyways if he plays something here. Can't let this resolve, unfortunately. He can counter it. Drown in the lock here. So. I think we will lose this because I can't defend anymore. I need the Jace to win this. If I brainstorm and go into a counter war with him, we will lose due to these orbs. I can't get rid of the orbs because the Cryptics are gone. This mills even more over. But again, I can't fight with this. Lose 6. Lose even more. Graveyard is no longer an option. Oh, Spell Queller comes too late. Doesn't matter, he mills it over anyways. Yeah, 2 orbs are killing us. He picked the Spell Snare in turn 1, so... Well, he only has 12 cards. Maybe I should have gone into a counter war with him. Top 13, yeah, so we are dead. Rats. Who milled us? I mean, with the orbs, he is also milling himself, but I'm not sure. Maybe brainstorming was the correct call after all. Maybe I could have won this actually. Okay. Once upon a time. Island. Sanctum. So it's infect. Yeah, it's infect. Okay. Are you stopping in your upkeep? Interservant. What the heck is this now? Do I have to understand this? Sure. What is this about now? Collective company? Okay. Just drawing cards. See. I'm not sure what this Painter's Servant is about, to be honest. Tarmogoyf, Painter's Servant, Noble Hierarch with Once Upon a Time. Is this an Euro deck of some kind? I'm not sure. Let's get rid of this. Feels important to him. Whale of Summer. Yeah, it's not green or blue. You don't draw anything. Ah, okay, I see. This green or blue. This is the combination, kind of. So I should have played the Spell Queller out then, maybe. So is the Servant only there to improve the Whale of Summer? It's awkward. Disrupting Shoal for Neoform. Okay. Sorry guys, but I'm not sure what's going on here. Really confused right now. Okay, next turn I try to path it with Spell Queller and Logic Knot up, and then play the Jace. See what happens. That's funny. Don't even know what's going on here anymore. One, two, three. Yes. Taking out the land has some value against Tarmogoyf. No, it doesn't. Taking out the creature does, so. Let's see how many Veil of Summers he has. Maybe another Mystical Dispute. Okay. So Painter's Servant is also there for all these disputes. Do we have more Veil of Summers now? Wow. Way software update. So, the curse is broken. At least now we know what he does. Making everything blue for Whale and Mystical Dispute, and then he concedes as soon as it doesn't work out anymore. Seems weird. Seems really weird. Huh. Maybe wins is overkill. He has a lot of Mystical Disputes, so don't think we have time for the very expensive stuff. Sword feels okay. Stoneforge feels okay. I mean, we have a lot of counter magic, but he will be more efficient with his counters. That's for sure. So I'm not a fan of Mana Leak actually. Mystical Dispute is plenty. Spell Snare to catch the Painter Servant, but it's tough against all this Whale of Summer stuff. Definitely tough. So maybe the answer is just to try to go under him. Aether Gust can be nice if his cards are green anyways. Maybe Cryptic is too slow. It's a weird deck. With the blue source I would keep this hand, but it doesn't have a blue source. don't think we need the Field of Ruin here right away. Delver of Secrets. Okay. Drawing this Demon's Sword again. I didn't put the winds in. Can have a mana leak here, but we have a spare Mystic, so... Yes, Batterskull should turn back. Another Delver, okay. Should turn back. Delver doesn't flip, that's a story in Modern. Now he needs removal against the Stoneforge Mystic, actually. Let's put the Batterskull in. This plays into Force of Vigor, but so be it. Anti-conceits, weird, okay. Made a 3-2, lost to Titan, lost to Mill. I don't like Mill as a matchup. Maybe I played it wrong because we could have maybe won with several brainstorms, force him into a counter war, but... And there's still the question how we beat him. I mean, if he... yeah. I think brainstorming is correct, because even if we go for the ultimate and supposedly he has nothing, he just keeps 7 cards in hand, and he will force us to tap down sooner or later, and then we lose anyways, and without brainstorm we don't have the answers, so I think I played the third match wrong. Titan had a pretty good hand, of course you can lose to them then. Don't think the matchup is that bad overall. Now, this deck compared to the band deck, personally I like the band deck a little bit more. I never had that much success with Stoneforge Mystic. I know other people have, maybe I'm too dumb for this deck, maybe I have the bad luck of always drawing this equipment stuff. You could see this a lot during the video. I prefer something like this, it's more around my ally. I mean, this was not a league where Supreme Verdict was particularly good, but I like this Icefang Kotal Astrolabe stuff, and then you also get to run Whale of Summer in the sideboard, which I like a lot. This should probably be another Aether Gust, but besides that, I think I like this deck overall a little bit more. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the Blue-White Miracles deck, Stoneblade deck still, and hope to catch you later. Bye bye.